Inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. All that I think I know about whatever I know is depicted here within this circle. Although I must keep in mind there is much more to know than what is in this circle within the circumference of my awareness.
We're the chosen people of God. We are a spiritual people by nature, and we feel the pain and suffering of any people anywhere on the face of the planet Earth.
The objective. It is my aim to start the process of undoing or reversing ideals and concepts that has been programmed in the minds of the black man and the black woman here in the hills of North America by religious misinformation or church doctrines that have caused my people to hold on to a belief system that has resulted in lost contact with reality, factuality, history, and spiritual truths. In Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful source of all your strength, I greet you. Assalamu alaikum. My brothers and sisters, it is the time of the year when all of our brothers and sisters of the Christian communities celebrate Jesus' alleged birth date, December the 25th, when all of our Christian brothers and sisters gather together to celebrate Jesus' alleged birth date. I had someone reveal to me how weary they were about life as it is. I say, well, welcome to the club. And I gave him this example. You have Christian people, no matter what nationality or whatever you want to call them, you can keep trying to bring truth to them, but they will stand with the lies and the misinformation and the doctrine they have accepted into their lives. Every year, there's more information about all of these so-called holidays, and I'll narrow it down to Christmas. After we have been given hell 11 straight months, our brothers and sisters are getting killed in the street. False charges put against us. We see brothers being exonerated after doing 25 to 45 to 55 years in prison to be found not guilty. This is going on every day of the year. We are being discriminated against. Our characters are being maligned 11 straight months out of the year. Every year we remind people Christmas was created by this king, Nimrod. We also discovered true documents that will prove King Nimrod invented hellfire, the Trinities. He put all this in existence. And our fellow brothers and sisters of the Christian communities will ignore this. We have went to their Bible. Jeremiah chapter 10 clearly states, be not be dismayed by the heathens. You can give these Christian people this scripture, and they will read this scripture right in front of you. And then they will go home. Starting in December, they will start dressing up their homes with trees. Some of them will pay someone to go out in their forest and cut down a beautiful tree, just to drag it on their trucks, drag it into their homes, nail it down to the floor, risk burning up their own home with these dry trees, risk bringing all kind of bugs or ticks or whatever that's attached to that tree into their homes. They have no proof that Jesus was born on this day. It does not say it in their Bible. Their Bible does not show where Jesus celebrated this day. Jesus never told anyone to go in a forest and cut down a tree to celebrate or worship him. Jesus said, "Put no idol before me." But December, we idolize a tree and a jolly old Saint Nick, who we give the same power as God. Remember the words of the song. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you've been good or bad. So be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not pout. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus can be everywhere at one time. Who knows when you are sleeping? Who knows when you've been good or bad? This misinformation does not deter our fellow brothers and sisters of the Christian communities from participating in this pagan ritual. They're going to go out, buy toys, and buy all kind of gifts for their child. They're going to pay someone to go out in the forest and cut down a beautiful tree just to drag it in their homes, fix it all up with bells and silver and gold, put presents up under it. They're still going to sing Christmas carols. No matter what truth you have brought to them, even their own Bible can't stop them from celebrating Nimrod's birth date. They carry out a ritual of going to their local shrine houses, going to their local spirit stores, buying their booze, as more whiskey is drunk and sold the day before, the day of, and the day after Christmas than any other day of the year. As there are more commercialization of toys, food, clothing products, appliances advertised than any other day of the year. There are more foolishness and filth carried out the day before, the day of, and the day after Christmas than any other day of the year. And that night of Christmas, before you get ready to go to the club and get drunk and possibly get poisoned, you put your kids in the bed and tell your kids, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bug bite. As there's not a creature is stirring. When you turn off your lights, the roaches is stirring, and the mouse, and the rats, if you're living in the hoods. And then you go out to the club and get drunk. You stumble back home late that night. And you wake up that next morning with a hangover. You get your kids up and you show your kids all these gifts. And you tell your kids that some white Caucasian in a red velvet suit came down the chimney and put these gifts under the tree for you, giving all of the props to a white man to make your kids feel happy when you know you have stressed yourself out all 11 months on and off of a job, dealing with racism in your employment. For 11 months, you stress yourself out to get the money to go out and purchase these gifts. And the notion of you giving all of the props to a white man in a red velvet suit with reindeers and telling your kids this lie, saying that this man came down the chimney when y'all don't even have a chimney. And after all of this day is over with, then the reality hits you once this day is over with, and you end up giving the merchants a great spring off to the new year. And you end up in the new year broke, busted, drunk, crazy, and even sick after sitting around eating all these collard green full of swine, macaroni and cheese, pork chops, hams, chickens, just making a fool out of yourself. And then you wonder why you always the fool. My brothers and sisters, wake up or stay asleep. Assalamu alaikum.